won't even touch you. Because if you think about it in terms of tonnage, it doesn't have the ability to touch you. It doesn't damage the muscle fibers enough. Now, that doesn't mean that by squatting and deadlifting, you're going to build a strong endurance and you're going to become a marathon runner. No, it doesn't work like that. What it means, however, is that when you engage in some low-level intensity running, it's not going to have an impact on the muscle and its recovery at all or its performance. Okay? That is a very important distinction to make in your mind. Don't be afraid of that at all. But the other way around can be true. Your absolute performance in terms of raw endurance and running could be affected by your weightlifting. Because this time, instead of being very low intensity biking as compared to high intensity squatting, where the scale is just tilted towards squat and this can't even touch this, if you reverse the priorities and this becomes your priority, now this has too much weight. This is too potent, so you're going to have to lower the intensity there if you want the intensity here to go up. That is natural. Keep that in mind if that's your goal. If you're like an athlete or a fighter, especially, your leg training is draining you. Be very careful with how you program it. You don't want it to overtake your other priorities because these priorities are your goal. Big legs are not your goal, all right? And when we're talking about cardiovascular endurance also, for the lower body, I have found that this is one of the main limitations that people have. When people say that leg day is tough, it's hard, a lot of them mean that. They mean that it's hard because when they squat, their breathing gets hard. When they deadlift, they can barely catch their breath, all of that. This is a sign of a very weak cardiovascular system. Sorry if that's your case, if that's you I just described, but this is a wake-up call. This is not normal. It's the equivalent of someone going up a flight of stairs and being completely winded. It's not okay. It means that your heart and your lungs are way too weak. I personally can do 8 reps of squats to absolute failure. I'm not even breathing hard afterwards. Right? I'm perfectly fine. I could go for a walk or run afterwards. This is the state of endurance you want to reach because you never want to be limited in your lower body endeavors by your cardiovascular system. That cannot be the case. Because if that's the case, you're never going to reach muscular failure. You're going to be stopped by your lungs first, and that's not okay. But you will find, however, that a very simple way to build that endurance, and I've made videos about that, is just to squat more and deadlift more, with more reps to build that cardiovascular system. And if you don't want to do that, you can do high intensity cardio on the side, and if you carry over, I guarantee you,
a couple of,
you'll find also that
4 extra reps that time.
cardiovascular endurance